Imagine going about your day when suddenly you can't move, speak, or think the way you usually do. That's the reality of a stroke. A stroke happens when blood flow to part of your brain gets blocked or interrupted, cutting off the oxygen and nutrients your brain needs to work. In just minutes, this can cause serious damage that affects how you move, talk, or even remember things. It's one of the leading causes of death and disability worldwide, and it can happen to anyone, anytime. What makes stroke so concerning is how unexpected it can be. It doesn't matter how old you are or where you come from. But here's the thing. Understanding what a stroke is and how it happens can make a big difference. When you know the risks and how to protect yourself, you're taking a big step toward keeping your brain healthy and safe from this serious threat. According to the World Stroke Organization, there are approximately 13.7 million new strokes each year worldwide. That means around 26 strokes per minute worldwide. That is a lot. In this video, let's focus on modifiable risk factors of stroke. Modifiable risk factors are those that you can take action to change. You have some level of control over them, unlike non-modifiable risk factors, which are age, family history, race, and gender. You can't change any of these. High blood pressure. Did you know that high blood pressure or hypertension is one of the biggest risk factors for stroke? It happens when the force of your blood pushing against the walls of your arteries is consistently too high. Over time, this extra pressure can damage your blood vessels, making them weaker, narrower, or even clogged. This is especially dangerous for your brain since any disruption in blood flow there can lead to a stroke. High blood pressure increases your chances of both ischemic stroke, caused by blocked blood flow, and hemorrhagic stroke, caused by a ruptured blood vessel. It speeds up the buildup of plaque in your arteries, narrowing the pathways your blood needs to travel. At the same time, it can weaken artery walls, raising the risk of aneurysms that could burst and cause serious bleeding in your brain. Simply put, high blood pressure puts a lot of strain on your body, especially your brain, making it a critical factor in the development of strokes. Smoking. If you're a smoker, you might not realize just how much it impacts your risk of stroke. Smoking damages your blood vessels and affects the way your blood flows, making it more likely to form clots. These clots can block the blood flow to your brain, leading to an ischemic stroke. On top of that, the chemicals in tobacco smoke, like nicotine and carbon monoxide, cause your blood vessels to narrow and your blood pressure to rise. Smoking doesn't just harm your arteries, it also makes your blood thicker and stickier, which makes it easier for clots to form. The damage to your blood vessel walls makes them more vulnerable to blockages and rupture, which could result in a hemorrhagic stroke. Whether it's the toxic chemicals in cigarette smoke or the way smoking affects your heart and blood vessels, the connection to stroke is clear. Smoking puts your brain and your health at serious risk. Physical inactivity. Not moving enough can have a bigger impact on your health than you might think. Physical inactivity slows down your circulation and contributes to issues like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and weight gain, all of which increase your stroke risk. When you're inactive, your heart and blood vessels don't stay as strong or efficient, making it harder for your body to keep blood flowing smoothly to your brain. Being sedentary also makes it easier for conditions like diabetes and obesity to develop, both of which are closely tied to stroke. Without regular movement, your blood vessels can become stiff and prone to damage, raising the likelihood of blockages or ruptures that can lead to a stroke. In short, when you skip out on physical activity, you're not just missing out on fitness, you're also putting your brain and your overall health at greater risk. Poor diet. What you eat plays a huge role in your stroke risk, and an unhealthy diet can stack the odds against you. A diet high in unhealthy fats, salt, and sugar can lead to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and obesity. Eating too many processed foods, fried foods, and sugary snacks can also lead to inflammation in your blood vessels, making them more likely to narrow or become damaged. This can cause blood flow to your brain to slow down or even stop, leading to a stroke. Too much sugar and refined carbs in your diet can also lead to weight gain and raise your risk of developing conditions like diabetes, which further increase the likelihood of stroke. On the flip side, Not getting enough essential nutrients like potassium and fiber from fruits and vegetables deprives your body of tools that help regulate blood pressure and maintain healthy blood vessels. Excess weight. When you're overweight or obese, your body is more likely to develop conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol, all of which are major stroke risk factors. I bet most people are aware that these conditions are closely related to stroke. Extra weight puts added strain on your heart and blood vessels, making it harder for blood to flow smoothly and increasing the chances of blockages or damage in your arteries. Excess fat, especially around your abdomen, can also lead to inflammation and hormonal imbalances that weaken your blood vessels over time. This can make them more prone to narrowing, clotting, or rupturing, which are direct pathways to both ischemic and hemorrhagic strokes. Diabetes. Just what I have mentioned a while back, having diabetes often goes hand in hand with other conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and obesity, which amplify your stroke risk even further. The damage caused by uncontrolled blood sugar can weaken blood vessel walls, raising the likelihood of a rupture that could cause a hemorrhagic stroke. Simply put, diabetes can affect your brain and heart in ways that make you more vulnerable to stroke. Alcohol consumption. Drinking alcohol might seem harmless in moderation, but too much can significantly increase your risk of stroke. Excessive alcohol consumption raises your blood pressure, which is one of the leading causes of stroke. It can also contribute to weight gain and raise your levels of unhealthy cholesterol, both of which strain your blood vessels and make it harder for blood to flow smoothly to your brain. Over time, heavy drinking weakens the walls of your arteries, making them more prone to rupture. Alcohol can also make your blood more likely to clot, increasing the chances of an ischemic stroke. The damage it causes to blood vessel walls raises the risk of a hemorrhagic stroke. Whether it's the effect on your blood pressure, weight, or overall vascular health, alcohol consumption, especially in large amounts, creates the perfect storm for stroke risk. Sleep apnea. This condition causes you to stop breathing briefly while you sleep, which reduces the oxygen levels in your blood and puts extra strain on your heart and blood vessels. This repeated strain can lead to high blood pressure. The lack of oxygen and disrupted blood flow can also directly damage the delicate blood vessels in your brain. The constant stress on your cardiovascular system from sleep apnea increases the likelihood of a hemorrhagic stroke. Chronic stress. When you're constantly stressed, your body stays in fight or flight mode, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones can raise your blood pressure. Stress can also cause inflammation in your blood vessels, making them more prone to narrowing or damage, which disrupts healthy blood flow to your brain. Stress often leads to unhealthy coping habits, like overeating, smoking, or drinking alcohol, which can further increase your stroke risk. It can also affect your heart by triggering irregular heartbeats, such as atrial fibrillation, that can lead to blood clots. Chronic stress creates a ripple effect throughout your body, putting extra strain on your cardiovascular system and raising the likelihood of a life-altering stroke. High cholesterol. When you have too much LDL cholesterol, the bad kind, in your blood, it can build up on the walls of your arteries, forming plaque. This plaque narrows your arteries and slows down blood flow to your brain, which can lead to an ischemic stroke if a blockage forms. Plaque can also break off and create clots that travel to your brain, cutting off the blood supply. Cholesterol doesn't just block blood flow. It also makes your arteries less flexible and more prone to damage. High cholesterol often works hand in hand with other conditions like high blood pressure, obesity, and diabetes, amplifying its effects on your body. Atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation, an irregular and often rapid heartbeat, is a serious condition that can significantly increase your risk of stroke. When your heart doesn't beat properly, it struggles to pump blood effectively, causing blood to pool in the heart's chambers. This pooling can lead to the formation of clots, which can travel through your bloodstream to your brain. If one of these clots blocks a blood vessel in your brain, it can cause an ischemic stroke. Atrial fibrillation increases your stroke risk by as much as 5 times compared to people without the condition. Now that you understand these modifiable risk factors, it's time to take action. Start by getting a thorough medical checkup to assess your current risk factors. Make gradual, sustainable lifestyle changes and monitor your progress and adjusting your approach as needed. Small, consistent steps in the right direction can lead to great improvements. Now, if you want to manage your weight, which will have a great improvement to your health, make sure to check out these videos. I will see you there.